Let me say more about grit and especially about this kind of special practice that Anders Ericsson has identified in the very, very super successful. It has 3 elements, and I think they will be familiar to a company like Genpact, or if you are a client who works with Genpactors. Here's the first element: goal setting. A real expert with extraordinary precision identifies not only goals, but sub-goals, sub-skills. Not just trying to make everything better at once, but with real precision, you're identifying exactly what the next, the proximal goal is that you're working on right now. And you almost cannot be too specific. Once you have broken down your overall performance as an individual or organization into sub-skills, you, of course, have to practice with 100% focus and energy. Now comes the really hard part. The third and final element of this cycle of practice is something that, from what I can tell, Genpact does exceptionally well, which is to have a kind of culture of transparency and humility, to listen when someone says, hey, we got it wrong, and to internalize that feedback, then reflect on what you should do differently, and then to go right back to goal setting, and then trying 100%, and they're going all around the circle again. I have a friend, Dan Chambliss, he's a sociologist. He lived with swim teams, including Olympic hopefuls, for 6 years. And what he said about someone who becomes an Olympic-level swimmer is that what they're really doing is not something that you would put on a YouTube video. It's this cycle, the mundanity of excellence is what he calls it, this kind of almost religious commitment to every single day saying intentionally, what are we working on? Trying your hardest with 100% effort, and then cycling back. How did it work? What didn't work? How can I remediate that weakness? And then start the cycle again and again. If you do thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of this kind of practice, I personally, and also Anders Ericsson, will guarantee that you get better. If you spend thousands and thousands and thousands of hours practicing without intention, with less than 100% effort, with no feedback and reflection, then very likely you will end up on the plateau of arrested development.